What kind of patterns did you grab?
I grabbed a lot.
Okay.
I grabbed a lot.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I was in the singing mood. I got you some tea there, my friend. Because it's Tea Talk Tuesday. A good day.
It is. It's been a fun day.
That's yummy.
It is yummy. It tastes like winter, though, not summer.
It does taste like winter, but, you know, I put it in summer mugs. Can you see us on that? Oh, yeah.
It's apple cider. It tastes like winter. She's crazy.
Can you tell my favorite season is actually fall?
I like fall.
Me too. Fall might be my favorite season because, you know, classes and sewing indoors and all the crunchy leaves. Even though it's summer right now.
Yeah, I do like crunchy leaves. We don't often get like good crunchy leaves in Calgary, but the last couple of years we have. And it's been lovely.
I just love them. They're so ASMR.
Right? So crunchy. But normally, like, all the leaves fall off and then it rains or snows.
And then they're mushy leaves.
And they're mushy and they're not nice. They're just gross.
Honestly, we just leave those in our garden and let it snow on top of them.
Yeah, and then they all break down over the winter and your lawn is renourished. Welcome to Tuesday at my sewing room. Tea Talk Tuesday. That's what we're doing. But this week patterns are on sale.
They sure are.
And if you guys haven't actually been into our store before, you might not know like the wide variety of patterns we actually carry. So
I'll ditch that one. So I have some clothing patterns that we'll go through.
I have a whole bunch of quilt patterns.
And there's
got
even
other
ones
things
that aren't like quilts. This one's a tote bag.
Right?
So the quilt company is a pattern. So it's included.
If you want to make things out of fabric, there's a good chance we have a pattern for it.
Very good chance.
Yes.
We have such a wide variety.
So patterns are 30% off this week. And that is like regular sewing patterns, which would include quilt patterns, sewing patterns, bag patterns. Just doesn't include embroidery designs. That is a separate category in our world.
It is.
Depending what kind of sewing you want to be doing, maybe we'll start with clothing.
Okay.
Because that's in your hand and over there.
So we go for the new one? Sure. Okay, fantastic. Let's start with this one. So we have a new line of patterns called New Look. Go that way, apparently.
And New Look patterns are traditional clothing patterns on tissue, multi-size. The nice thing about New Look patterns, if you're looking on our website, we do have the back side of those pattern envelopes up online, which will give you the size charts and the finished measurements on the garments, fabric suggestion types, and yardage requirements.
Yeah, so if
I want to drop that on the other camera.
Oh, yeah, sure. So if I have like 2 meters of a knit at home, the back of the pattern will tell me if my 2 meters of knit is going to work before I even get the pattern.
Right.
Which is excellent news.
So this is a baby pattern. Is that the baby one? Yeah.
Yep.
Baby
there's
toddler.
the adult one there.
So lots of these, you buy the pattern when your little one is tiny, and then you make it 3 or 4 more times before they grow out of it. And then you make it when you have a nephew or a niece or a friend's baby or grandchild.
But
Reusable,
cute.
very much reusable.
So reusable.
Specifically with clothing patterns, I like to trace them out onto separate material and not actually use my tissue patterns. So normally I trace them out onto True Grid or Pattern Ease.
I love doing that too because they're a lot more sturdy than tissue pattern. And then if you change size, you haven't cacked your pattern piece to bits.
Yeah.
And then you need to add the tissue back, and sometimes that's impossible.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, I am not the same size in my bust as my waist and my hips. I'm like 3 different people.
Ooh, that's
it's
fun.
Lots of fun. Grading patterns is lots of fun. So for me, I can trace out all the sizes I need and then grade between those sizes when I'm looking for what I need. But patterns always have, like clothing patterns always have some ease built into them. And if you read the garment, like your body measurements and the finished garment measurements on these patterns, you can back calculate how much ease would be in there. So you actually have room to move.
Yes, because we don't want to have it like clinging to our bodies so tightly
When it
we
should be
can't move our
drapey.
arms.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's New Look patterns. There's lots of variety in there. If you fall into the curvier kind of human of the predominantly female variety, that's who these patterns are built for. Curvy women. Yes.
I need to try one of these patterns.
Cashmerette is a curvy sewing company, so they build their patterns based on assuming that you have usually they mostly draft for a larger bust, but they do multiple bust sizes in their patterns. So I am not curvy in my bust. I fall into not very interesting up top, but I'm curvy through my hips, but their patterns work quite well for me. And I can use the smallest cup size and then just grade out on through the waist and the hips, which is where I need to grade outward. But for somebody who's very busty through the top, you don't have to do a full bust adjustment. You can just pick the bust size that makes more sense.
That is excellent.
So they've got 3 different fronts on most of their shirts.
So it's way less work for us in the end.
Yeah.
As a sewer.
Mm-hmm. And if you were curious as to what size you should be in a cashmerette pattern, they've got a really great pattern size calculator on their website. It'll walk you through what measurements you need. And they'll say like 18 CD cup grade to a 24 at the waist. Based on these measurements. It's brilliant.
Can I just say I need to make that top right there?
It's pretty cute.
It is so cute. And I think I have a top like this at home already. But I could use another.
Right?
That fits me properly.
Yeah.
This is excellent. I might have to get one of these. Good thing they're 30% off.
Right?
It's a good day. And I like it. It actually says cup sizes C to H.
Yeah.
So you kind of know where you're going to fall into this.
Yeah, and I think New Look is drafted for a B cup. It might not actually say on the New Look patterns. But each pattern company is drafted for a different cup size.
Interesting.
So if you are very curvy, there's more likelihood that you'll need to do a full bust adjustment on New Look than on Cashmerette.
This answers a lot as to why sometimes I make a pattern and it fits really awkward.
Yeah. Not the right size.
This is not my size pattern.
But the nice thing about sewing your own clothes is you make the clothes to fit you because your body's perfect and the clothes are wrong.
That is exactly true.
Yeah. So other patterns. Should we just keep doing them on that camera?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you don't want to make quilts. Clothes. Maybe you want to make cute things for your kids. We have stuffed animal patterns from Funky Friends Factory. If you're looking for kind of a not super they're a little bit more labor intensive than a tote bag to make a stuffed animal.
They are, but
they're so cute.
Okay, I made my first stuffed animal about a month ago.
Yeah.
And it was, yes, maybe more labor intensive than a tote bag, but every single part of it was actually incredibly fun because it was something weird and something I haven't done before.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It really made my day.
So much fun. I have a stack of like 6 more of those patterns at home that my kids have requested me to make.
Plus we have safety eyes.
We have safety eyes, yeah. So pick up your patterns and then let's talk about that next.
Oh, this one. You found the good patterns I stashed in there.
Well, we're gonna talk crafty and not.
Ooh, we could talk my nephew. I'm just kidding.
Or my nephew.
Or yours. We have many people.
So also on the not clothing, do you have a large amount of strips of quilting cotton left over from other projects?
You could mishmash them all up into here.
Make a matching rug to match your quilt.
I don't know about you, but I find I tend to buy the same like color style of fabric no matter what I'm making a quilt for. So I always have a bunch of fabric leftovers that kind of go together, but not all the way.
Ah, so you can make rugs.
I could totally make rugs.
It'd be really fun.
Yeah, they would be so fun. It'd be like a history of my quilts.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd be so down to make a jelly roll rug. Doesn't take a lot either.
Oh, yeah. Super fun.
Cool.
Other things that are not that are not clothing specifically, bibs and aprons. So bibs for those little humans that don't stay clean. And then aprons for the big humans that don't stay clean. We've got lots of patterns for both.
I'm loving this one.
Isn't that handsome?
I should have grabbed this sample. We have a sample of this out front, and I need to make it so bad for the little boys in my life.
Right?
This would look so cute on little girls, too.
Right?
We could make a
little
matching
pink bow tie.
Oh, they're just so stinking cute. I like how they call it Mr. Businessman, Mr. Cowboy, Mr. Formal.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
So if you have to take your little one to a formal event this summer, like a wedding, you want them to look dressed up, but you know they are very young and going to end up covered in their food.
My sister's getting married. I should totally make my nephew one.
That sounds awesome.
She'll ask me to make it probably in her colors.
That's not a quilt either.
No, it's not a quilt. I thought these were cute because we actually carry clear vinyl by the roll, by the meter.
Yeah.
So
clear zippered pouches.
It's really fun to sew with too, the clear vinyl. And then you could store all your little goodies in there. Like you could put, I see some clover clips here. You could totally stash them in there for when you travel to classes. You could put your stiletto in them. They might be big enough for that. But jewelry pouches for when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Pill organizer. Hair clip, hair accessories. What else could you put in here, Leah?
Dog treats.
Ooh, snacks. You could make it with splash fabric and then it'd be food safe for your little puppy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Placemats. Not a quilt.
This is
home decor.
This is home decor. Cute. I like that.
Lots and lots and lots of different patterns here in the store. I'm pretty sure most of them are up on the web under patterns, but I'll admit there's patterns from before we had a website lurking in the building. So if you're looking for some older treasures, we've got some in our clearance department too.
I was having a great discussion about these today. There's this whole line of mini quilts. Oh, sorry. There's a whole line of mini quilts. And the interesting thing about mini quilts is they're about the same size as a placemat.
Or a doll bed.
Oh, a doll bed. That's an excellent idea.
I've made a couple of the mini jaybirds for my kids, and they're blankets for their stuffies.
13 by 16 and a half. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
You could make the regular sized one for the kid and the mini for the doll.
Right.
They can match. That's an excellent idea. Okay, who else do you have?
Okay, so then we get into, I don't know if we want to talk about all of these.
Let's just do them on front.
And then, as many of you know, we do carry a very large amount of quilting cotton.
Mm-hmm.
And to go with our very large amount of quilting cotton, we have a very large amount of quilt patterns. They're everywhere.
We might have a quilt pattern problem.
But you could help us solve that by shopping this week when they're 30% off.
Please help us. Save us.
Right? A few in the hard to find discontinued pile. Kimberbell is no longer making sewing versions of their patterns. So these are going to be a rare commodity.
Very rare. And they're cute too.
They're super cute. And you can still use the embellishment kits that they have.
Yeah.
But instead of being embroidered, they're sewn. They're super cute. But yeah, lots and lots of variety and patterns. Some of our other, you don't have any patchabilities here.
No, I meant to grab them and then I was doing AccuQuilt with you instead.
Right. That's fair. So we also carry a line of patterns that are mostly applique. Mm-hmm. And that is from a company called Patchabilities. And some of those we have available both physical copy here in store, and we have the option to do digital downloads. And they have a couple really neat series of patterns where like there's a whole year of themed things that all work together. So lots and lots of variety and patterns. And it's a good week to come stock up.
It is a good week.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share today?
That's all I got for now.
Okay. That works for me. We've got classes coming up the next couple days.
Yes,
tomorrow is 2 scoops. We're going to finish our 2 scoops project tomorrow. And then new owners embroidery, both Brother and Bernina. this week, and then we've got a surgery owners next week.
We also had an education meeting today, and that
A
was
very
exciting.
long one. There's a lot of yellow Post-it notes on our calendar.
So, yellow Post-it notes in the calendar mean
Very close to being scheduled.
very close to being scheduled. You might see some pop up over the next week. Maybe some show up on the e-news this week. So,
Yeah. But we're planning the fall right now, like September through December.
I might have even tossed something into February.
You also toss something into April.
Ooh, we were getting fun.
Made me panic a little bit. April feels really far off. I was like,
Don't
let's just get through
panic.
September.
Don't panic.
So yeah, watch the e-news. Because as those get loaded, we'll let you guys know.
We sure will.
Yes.
I can't wait for them.
I know. There's some stuff that I've been wanting to teach for a while that we finally just scheduled it.
Can I hint?
Yeah. Funky Friends. Yeah, stuffed animal class. Watch for that.
That would be one of them.
Yeah, that's the only one we should hint at today, though.
It's the only one I can hint at today.
I know.
I don't have.
You don't have the
rest
right
of it.
things. So yes, watch for that, and we will see you guys another day. Thanks for having